See, this is what he does before the show usually.
We're live.
he was playing it all cool and because he doesn't know you. Well,
like 2 post games ago, you're shaking the table. Fuck out of here.
It was. The fucking thing was jumping.
So
it was like a lowrider car.
So Beef Loaf, per usual, this is your question. So why don't you just introduce it?
It is mine. So I said, we're not the wokest crew, but I said let's take a note from the woke bros out there and cancel a random celebrity, and you could list whatever fucking reason you want to cancel this person. So let's just go out there and do it.
You guys go first.
And the reason why I got this idea is because apparently Katy Perry been out there grabbing asses and trying to make out with random women and men,
awesome.
whatever.
All right,
and she's been getting a lot of trouble with that. So I figured, well,
cancel her.
Well,
she can do it to me.
I'm not trying to, but some people are. So I figured, well,
that does not feel cancellation worthy.
No.
So, people, why don't you give us an example? Why don't you start?
I will start.
You set the tone.
I will start. This guy is dead, but we're still going to cancel him anyway. So
I will not. God canceled him.
This guy's a legend, but I will not take the fucking disrespect that this man gave to Eddie Murphy. He was too jealous of him. Oh. And according to comedians in Cars with Coffee, Eddie Murphy said this guy wouldn't even show up and do a club if he knew Eddie Murphy was in the crowd. He was reticent to pass the baton to him. They did a movie together called Harlem Nights. He wanted top billing above Eddie Murphy, even though Eddie Murphy is the biggest fucking star in the world. All right? This guy is so jealous and so didn't want to take part in anything related to other black stars that he had a movie company with Jim Brown, in which the first movie they were going to sanction that Jim Brown really wanted to do was Purple Rain with Prince. And this guy backed out of it, didn't want to fucking do it. The guy I'm going to cancel right now is going to break some hearts, especially my guy, Wally Money. But Richard Pryor is fucking canceled because he's bullshit to other artists coming up in his same genre. He shit on them, and that's not how you do it. When you're the leader, you got to help those folks up, and he did not do that.
Wow, that's it. It's good, some good evidence behind why you're doing it. So I can feel it. I can feel it.
Why did he work with him in Harlem Nights if he fucking hated him?
Well, I think he was afraid of him more than anything, but he was trying to revive his career. Like, you kind of like, yeah, I'm still above you, though. We're going to work together, but I'm going to be the top billion. No. This is the big star now. It's really his big dick, and he'll fuck when he wants to.
Yeah.
He's got to take that 10.
I watched that the other night. I needed to go to bed, but it was on Showtime.
I'm staying up to watch that, too.
Titties, you know.
I don't care what Dan McNeil says about that movie. That movie's fucking great.
That's a good movie.
So I think Ken's is going to be awesome. So I'm going to go with mine first. We're going to build up. We're going to build up to the other ones. But so mine, and this guy's a celebrity. I don't think that this kind of person should be a celebrity, which is why I want to cancel this motherfucker. It's Joel Osteen.
Oh, yes.
I mean, literally, in my head, this is who my guy is.
Oh, yeah. You just I can't think of a guy who shouldn't exist more than Joel Osteen. Right? Because he's
God damn it.
Well, I don't know how this is a problem.
And I think it's because the way you were explaining it earlier.
Yeah.
Because you didn't say the name. But you're like, I think this is going to raise some, blah, blah, blah.
So,
and I was thinking, man, who's the most, horrible person out there that is not horrible to a lot of people.
Right.
And
that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right? Because
fuck.
Why do people give this guy money, right? Like we give money to baseball,
Jerry.
right? Because we want to see the best baseball players out there, right? Like, so people are giving money to this guy to be the best Christian.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But by keeping all that money and spending it on himself, that's typically, and I've been to many years of Catholic school.
Yes, you have.
That makes you the worst Christian.
So it's sort of the opposite of the thought process.
So it's like signing a contract with Vernon Wells. You're like, I think I'm spending good money here. You're not. It's bad money. You're just giving money to someone who has no interest in actually performing for you, but will take all your money. And so I think there's a long line of these rich pastors, which is a fucking oxymoron.
Yeah, right.
Right? That shouldn't exist, if If we're going by,
is it the Bible?
Yeah, no,
it's easier to for a camel to fit through the head of a needle than a rich
man to go to heaven, right? Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
how
woke is that?
I'm not a religious dude. Like I'm not out here preaching because I want money. So.
And I can tell you want money because you don't even pay when you go to your niece's basketball game at the Catholic school. The $1 you owe.
Sneak in.
Hey, you just roll right past.
I gotta say, $1 is a big deal too. That's like getting in for free. The ones my son plays in are like $8. It's ridiculous.
Man, it's like going to see a movie.
Yeah,
well, let me put it this way. Right, like, so I have no problem.
That was for one guy specifically.
I have no problem paying $1. But if you're not even gonna try and collect it from me, it's like me walking down the street and going like, oh, look at that dollar laying on the ground. I'll pick it up.
$2 probably. You gotta be careful, man. It might be a $2.
Daniel Paulka.
Yeah,
made us aware.
That might be what I'm gonna give to them too. So maybe that's why they're so careful.
They give in that school of $2. My daughter goes there now. Let's be nice.
But yeah, like Joel Osteen, fuck that guy. Yeah. What a fucking terrible person. Like preying on people for their religious beliefs is just like the lowest kind of scum. So like I think that guy needs to be fucking canceled. And I mean, eventually, Earth will just cancel him off, and no one will remember him anyways. But who cares? No. Ken, let's get yours.
All right. Well, this when I got the question, I thought, like It's a Wonderful Life, like it never even happened. This guy never existed. And I think my life would have been better if it was true. And I know that a lot of people are fans that might even be in this building.
Know who this is now, too.
I know too. Yeah.
Kurt Cobain. You're canceled. You're out, dude. I did not care for Kurt Cobain. The 80s rock music was phenomenal. And then this guy came and he got in everybody's feelings and,
the best part
whining
is that
and crying and all that.
You're sweating Molly Crew's 401k right there. So I hope they retire well.
Oh, man. And then, all the girls, I went to high school when Kurt Cobain was popular, all the girls come out wearing baggy jeans and flannel shirts, long sleeve. What the fuck? I fucking hated Kurt Cobain. Fucking goddamn it. He's canceled. And thank God for Britney Spears, because when she came back, then they all decided to whore it up again. So Britney Spears, Kurt Cobain, you're out.
I love that this is on video. So because you're seeing Ken W.O. say one of his like
literally 11 people watching the show. Like
right now,
1,000 people download the podcast. 11 people watch this shit overall.
So first off, I fucking hate your answer.
I knew that was going to happen.
But let me ask this question of the group.
Yeah.
If you're Dave Grohl, and I gave you a time machine, and I said you can go back and save Kurt Cobain's life, do you do it?
No, you do not. You absolutely do not. That's where he jumped off the lily pad and fucking became a gigantic star.
But
and he did a different way than Cobain would have done it if he had stayed in Nirvana for longer.
He'd be unknown. He'd be Matt Cameron.
No.
Well, he wouldn't be unknown, but he wouldn't be the big star.
He'd be Matt Cameron, right? Like he'd be a known, famous drummer.
Yeah. I think the most fallible part of that argument is that the depression of Kurt killing himself is what created the Dave Grohl that we see today. He was sad and he couldn't play music. He wanted to play music.
Maybe his first record.
So he just started playing.
Maybe that first record.
Yeah, well, you got to start somewhere.
Wait, stole money from me too. I'm not a fan of his.
I just think
that first record.
It's not like that. It's not like that record's even depressing.
It's not. And also, that record's not even that popular.
Right, and he probably wrote that record before any of it.
The Foo Fighters record is not that popular.
Yeah, it's extremely popular.
It's like that's what launched the whole thing.
I know it's what launched it, but are you really think like people go to the stadium shows, they're waiting for those songs?
Well, I mean,
no, they're not waiting for fucking Everlong or whatever the fuck. They're not going back and listening to like Weenie Bee.
Everlong's on the second album.
I was going to say though, the first album is
All right.
You're right to jumping off.
I got a new
it's not
person I'm
popular.
canceling. I'm canceling Beef.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'll be honest with you.
Because of all his thoughts on Foo Fighters.
You two guys are idiots because no one else is.
I'm not a fan of Foo Fighters.
You guys
either.
listen to it
I don't
because
like
you're
it.
big music.
No, I don't. I'm not
The
a big fan
random
of Foo Fighters
stadium
at all.
show person is not fucking going back and listening to that self-titled shit.
Oh,
They're
I don't
not.
know, dude.
Where's the hit song on that?
This
What
is a
it?
call, right?
Yeah, this is the call, and then that
Big
song
Me.
that they did that
Those are
Big
just,
Me for all the
video
cows.
thing.
But no one's listening to that shit. Like they're listening to.
Yeah, I don't think they
recent
play
shit.
those songs anymore.
Yeah, right.
Nirvana started that movement of the grunge
They
and
kill all
all
their
that
hair
and
bands.
alternative,
Yeah.
and fucking rock music stunk for the next 10 years.
How dare you?
How dare you
That's-
stunk for the next
That's
10
a fucking outrageous claim that I will.
until God smacked in.
And then Nickelback. And then Nickelback.
I didn't mind Nickelback. Nickelback better than Nirvana right now. Ken W. Put it down.
Oh my god, I'm gonna break all these Bud Light bottles over here.
What are your feelings on Soundgarden?
No good.
God damn it!
I already know him. I was
Damn
listening
it.
to Dr. Dre at the time. I went to
That's
rap
that's fine.
That's reasonable.
You can like both. It's like
You can
White
like it all.
Sox. You can like everybody. You don't have to just like one thing. You can like everybody.
I
I don't
almost-
like anything, so now
You don't like. You don't. What do you don't listen?
now
to
I
anything?
like 80s rock and
Okay.
90s hip hop, and that's pretty much
That's
where
it?
I draw the line.
What do your kids listen to?
My son listens to all the rap that's out now. It's
That's
complete
so
garbage. It's complete trash.
Yeah.
My
Wally
daughter,
Okay.
she likes
You guys
like
sound
the
like
pop
two old
music.
fucks right
And
now.
she also
Yeah.
likes like Billie Eilish.
Eilish?
Yeah, my daughter likes
whatever.
that too.
I don't know
Yeah.
her name.
How old's your daughter?
She is 9.
So is my daughter. So they listen to the same shit,
she
probably.
loves that.
Yeah. My daughter likes Meghan Trainor. She likes Taylor Swift. That kind of like that music.
Yeah.
And then that JoJo whatever. The Boomerang
JoJo
song. She
Siwa.
really likes that.
JoJo from Jodeci?
No.
I didn't see a joke.
It's
I didn't know they
chick
came
with the
back.
big ass skull on her head.
So
My daughter
Jodeci's-
wanted both.
Jodeci's
Yeah.
back.
Jodeci's
Jodeci's back is what I've taken from
Yeah,
this
that's
conversation.
real
All
also.
right, we're canceling.
You took my guy.
Oh, get the
So
fuck out of here!
I'm going to.
There's like there's
I
billions
know.
of people in the
I'm
world.
gonna take a guy that I think has created it had a big hand in creating the culture that we have today, and I'm gonna cancel Rush Limbaugh because
Wow.
he started this political made it like we don't have to have facts. It could be opinion based, and we can just throw our opinions out there, and people are gonna take that as fact, and people are gonna say because I feel this way, this is the right way, and I don't care about what your feelings are. And it's not respectful. It's never been a two-sided thing. It was a one-sided thing. This is what it is. And he was hooked on the fucking hillbilly heroin the entire time he's talking to all these people.
Why was he on the NFL pregame show? That's the major question. You get rid
They
of
were trying- well, they
if
were
you
trying-
cancel
they
him.
were trying something.
If you go, It's a Wonderful Life on him.
Yeah.
You never get that, which is
So-
great.
So I'm
He's
gonna.
just drawing people in. He's trying to draw in these people.
I don't share Rush's politics,
Yeah.
but he's a great radio guy.
Well, he was a 40. He was the top 40 guy.
All of it.
Yeah.
He's good at drawing an audience in, and he's compelling. And I don't care what the fuck he's talking about, because everything's make believe anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure I really love you canceling him because
I want to cancel.
I think there's part of that is fed into a good radio culture.
I got a good beef loaf pour here.
I don't know, dude.
Just
I don't know. I mean, that's fine.
I'm okay with canceling Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. And it's not. It's
Plenty
not,
fine with that.
I'm a lot better with that than Kurt Cobain.
I was looking at celebrities and thinking celebrities before, would it be a Kim Kardashian or something like that? I was like, no. I'm like, who started that whole thing? Fucking Paris Hilton. If she never would have had that sex tape, we would never have known about the Kardashians, right?
I don't mind the
Never-
Kardashians.
You don't mind them?
I don't mind him either.
I like Chloe.
What's wrong with fuck
Yeah,
tapes?
Chloe's alright.
Chloe's cool.
Did you say what's wrong with fuck tapes?
What's wrong with fuck tapes? This is way off brand.
No.
Tanya Harding's is just fine.
Oh, God,
The original Pog. He's the original Pog.
Oh,
I got to an
That's
argument.
still wrong. That's still wrong.
I got into an argument with a guy on
I got
Twitter
a
about
question for you guys. Have any of you guys seen the movie The Wrestler? It
Yes.
was
Yes.
popular.
Yeah.
100%.
He stole my ideas on Kurt Cobain. I had him before Mickey Rourke. If you want to see my thoughts on it, look up the wrestler Kurt Cobain, and you'll see him.
That's a great movie too.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei is very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Very less than clothed.
Like Mickey Rourke is like the perfect guy for that role too. They're like,
absolutely.
who do we need the least makeup to do this with?
Can I ask a question? Because I never saw the movie.
What?
In the
How have
movie,
you never seen that
in the
movie?
movie, did Marissa Tomei like bald, quirky guys? I'm just curious. I'm not sure. Did she or no?
No, that's more of her Seinfeld role.
Okay,
Unfortunately. All right. Anyone else want to cancel anyone?
No.
There was one other thing that I didn't get to mention in the podcast, and we'll throw it in here at the end. When I first joined Twitter, my cousin, Farmer Matt, was already on Twitter. And he's like, hey, man, who do you follow on Twitter? I was like, I don't really follow a lot of people. You know, I got people following me with the 50 games for under $500. And he goes, you need to follow this guy, Ken Woe. And who you gotta follow. He's like, I like this guy. I think he's fucking funny. You should follow him. He's got good takes and blah, blah, blah. And that's when I started following him. And he was like, have you ever, like, and then later in like our conversation, he's like, have you ever met this guy? He was at Sax Fest. You were just at Sax Fest. Did you meet him? And I was like, no, I didn't meet him. You know, I don't know who it is. It's a picture of Harold Bain, you know, whatever. I'm like, I've never met this guy. And then it was this year?
This year.
Was it this year? Yeah. You came up and you were like, hey, I'm Ken W.O. Because you guys had met before.
Well, I think I met you last year.
I met you last year.
I
met you.
No,
Dude, this is the first time?
It was this year at the Barstool thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That was the first time we met.
And we met up in the concourse, and I definitely called you Ken Woe.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's Ken W.O. And
yeah.
I thought to myself, I'm like, fucking everybody has
You
to
and
do that.
98% of everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
And I followed you a lot longer and knew who you were a lot longer before I knew who White Sox Day was. So if there was ever a debate,
wow.
I knew you way before I knew who White Sox Day was.
Back before he was a White Sox Dave fanboy. He was a Ken Woe fanboy.
And cargo shorts, baby, man.
He'd ruin the bromance for it.
Oh, baby. That's what it sounds like. It sounds
We're
like
breaking news today. Okay.
Dave's
Sorry,
been bad.
Dave.
Yeah.
You're out. Cancel Dave.
Dave's been canceled.
that would have been a funny one.
That's who I thought he was going to go with. I was like, I know two guys are going to hate it. He looked at both of them and he's like, I'm going to cancel White Sox Day. He said Kurt Cobain, and I was like,
Yeah.
Damn it.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.
you were just all about the hand motions there.